Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming out. I'm excited. Um, so I'm going to share my songs tonight that I'm bringing to Nashville. I'm going to talk a little bit about Recharge and what that was last year and what I'm going to do again, and some of the backstories behind the songs that I wrote. So yeah, I'm just going to say a prayer to start us off, and then I'm going to share a song. So thank you, God, for all these wonderful people, and that you're present right now with us. Thank you for your love and your compassion. Thank you that you are the one who makes a way, and that you are the one who brings the breakthroughs. God, that you are the healer. You are our everything. And I just ask that whatever I say and sing will honor you tonight, and anything else would just be set aside. I love you. We all love you in this place. Amen. There might be random little moments where I walk back and forth between each microphone. It's okay. So this first song I'm going to share, which there is some sheets. Did everybody get sheets to look at? I figured words are helpful because we were just actually talking in the back about how sometimes if you hear a song and you don't know what's being sung, you will sing the wrong lyrics. And you can ask me about my story about that after. This first song I'm going to do is Here in Your River. That I don't know if they're in the correct order. This song I co-wrote with some of my friends that I met at Recharge and in the Worship Leader Academy. I had a dream, and this song was birthed out of that dream. So I brought my dream to my songwriting group, and I'm like, hey guys, God gave me a dream. Let's write a song about it. And so we did. And sweep me away in the waves of your grace, watching and waiting for the promises you made. Crash over me as deep calls to deep. All of your breakers wash over me. And let the current of your river fill me with unwavering faith. And sweep me away in the waves of your grace, watching and waiting for the promises you made. Crash over me as deep calls to deep. All of your breakers wash over me. So let the current of your river fill me with unwavering faith. And I'm resting here, here in your river. Here in your river I find you give me In your embrace, my hand in yours, I will follow and obey. Lead me today. In your embrace, my hand in yours, I will follow and obey. And let the current of your river fill me with unwavering faith. Let the current of your river fill me with unwavering faith. I'm standing here in your river. Here in your river I find. You give me strength. You're the strength giver. Here in your river I'm alive. And I'm standing here in your river. Here in your river I find. You give me strength. You're the strength giver. Here in your river I'm alive. This river is alive, giving joy inside. This river is so wide, it's filled with peace I can't describe. This river is alive, bring dead things back to life. This river is so deep, I'll gladly take a leap. This river is alive, giving joy inside. This river is so wide, filled with peace I can't describe. This river is alive, brings dead things back to life. This river is so deep, I'll gladly take a leap. And I'm standing here in your river. Here in your river I find. You give me strength. You're my strength giver. Here in your river I'm alive. Thank you. So like I said, this one I brought to my co-writing friends, and some of it I already had. I had the melody, but it was my friends Jessica and Carissa and Steven. I'm just gonna sit here and continue sharing. So I get to co-write 2 or 3 times a month with different people across the US. I met them in Worship Leader Academy, which I started last fall. No, fall before that. Justin Rizzo, I met him when I was in Kansas City, Missouri, and he kept bugging me for several years. Bugging isn't the right word, but nudging me kindly to join his Worship Leader Academy, and I kept saying no, I finally said yes, and then he graduated me to the Journey group, which is the co-writing group. And when I went to Recharge last year, which I'll share what Recharge is, but I met the people that I was in my co-writing group with. So for a long time, we were Zooming and writing music. We didn't really know each other except from just like, oh, hi, like I'm so-and-so, and we'd write a song, and then we'd see each other again when we wrote another song. But I got to meet them and like share more and like break bread on the 3 days of Recharge. So part of my trip to Nashville is Recharge. It's a 3-day event that Justin Rizzo puts on, and it's to refresh worship leaders and songwriters. He has different coffee shops he takes us to, and sometimes he'll give us a topic to talk about and discuss. And it was exciting to talk with different people and hear like how they do things there and how they've solved a problem that, you know, I had on my worship team, or speak into someone who was struggling on their worship team. It was really encouraging, and I'm still, like, we're still friends, and we talk, and we co-write. So it was just really cool. So part of the funds that I'm trying to raise is $3,000 of that is just for this Recharge event. It covers like all what he has planned, and then, yeah, that is due like March, middle of March. I think it's the 13th. So that's like part of my fundraising. And then the rest of my fundraising is for my EP, which is an extended play. So it's not a full album, but it's gonna be 6 songs, which is more than last year. Last year I got to make a single. And I'm excited to bring these songs that I'm gonna share tonight and that I'm gonna go record have kind of been forged in a season of life. It hasn't just been like spring season. We've had winter season, and we've had all kinds of seasons. So yeah, I'm gonna share another one that I co-wrote, similar from that dream, and I'm happy to share that dream. I'm not gonna share it tonight from up here, but I'm happy to share that dream with you guys. This one we wrote similar. It was like the week after that we got together, and we wrote this one together for a conference that I had helped put together and kind of tied together with the dream. We couldn't get away from the dream and the river, and so yeah. This one is called Healing Waters. That one is a lot of fun to sing. I'm probably just gonna sit here because I feel really weird when I stand to talk. I can sing all day, but if you ask me to talk in front of someone, I get all nervous. So this is like this will be my comfort piece right here. Why I talk to you guys. Yeah, so that song came from that dream also. I have a couple other songs. The next one I'm gonna do is called Nevertheless. This is also one that I co-wrote. My daughter got a really heavy diagnosis, and I was pretty much a hot mess. And they also messed up the lab results at one point. So we had no contact with the doctor, and they sent us the lab results all flagged, which the doctor had told me, like, oh, by the way, if you see that, that means she has cancer. So I was like, I remember like walking up the stairs with my laundry, and I got an alert that like I had a note from my doctor, and it was her labs, all flagged. And so I remember like this heavy, it was just like, it just overcame me, and like all I could think about was like, okay, God, like you brought her in, which by the way, like my little girl is like a miracle. She was 2 pounds 2 ounces when she was born, so like she's been through a lot already. And then I brought it to my song group that night. Like I didn't want to go. I didn't want to write that night. I just wanted to not. But I went and I brought this and I said, guys, this is what's on my heart. And they're like, let's write a song. And that's generally what someone says. But this is where this one came from. And then as we wrote like one verse, and then I added in a second verse later. It's called Nevertheless. And the second verse was about like the waiting on results, whether it's a diagnosis or waiting on like a promise that God has given you, because I know probably most everyone in here has promises that they are waiting on. So my second verse that I wrote in there And I sent it to my group, and I'm like, hey, this is my second verse. What do you guys think? And they're like, awesome. So that's what that second verse is. And then at the very end, I paid for the copyright uses and stuff, but at the very end, I added in the old hymn chorus, I think, because he lives, I can face tomorrow, because it just means a lot to my family. And I wanted to honor my mom and honor my dad and honor God in that, because he used that song, and I know he can use my music, but there's something on that one too. So I was like, I'm going to put that in there. Can I share about the song a little bit, the tail end of the Because He Lives? Can I share about Because He Lives? Yeah. So I put that in there because my mom and my dad were saved at a funeral and of a little girl, and that was the song that was playing. And I remember my mom told me that, and then the song became important in my mind because that was like monumental. They made a decision, which was a ripple effect in my life and my brother's life and grandchildren, And then it became very personally, like in a different way, special to me when my dad was dying. When he was in the Trillium home, right before he passed, my aunt came and we sang that whole song to him, which I didn't know a lot of the verses, but we got it on our phones and we sang it. And as we started the very last verse about crossing over, he started having really abnormal breath, and we sang him into glory. He was not there much long after, and then my family got to be there, and so it's an important hymn to me and my family. Yeah. The next one is also co-written, but it's by my husband and I. My husband and I are very different, but he's very deep in. And he sent me like this page one day and was like, "Hey, these are my thoughts." And I was like, "Wow, that's amazing." And so then I turned it into a song, and he was kind of like, "I heard that, like I hear that melody, like what you played, I hear that." So I brought it to Justin, and we changed it a little bit because the original version was very wordy, and there's no way anyone could sing it unless you trained, maybe, to sing really, really a lot of words and no breath. So this is one that my husband and I wrote together. Do you have anything you want to share about it? I know I didn't ask you, but now I'm like, oh, you should come up and grab the microphone, though. You have to turn that one on, and then come over by me, otherwise your head will be cut off because I'm really short.
We have been through, we're almost married for 10 years now, and we have been through so many things, so many seasons of life, and God has just always been there, and He provides, and this song is, needless to say, thank you. I will get a side gig. I do computer stuff, and I'll get a side gig, and I will start thinking of all the things I can do with the money, and then something happens with the vehicle. But God knew the vehicle was gonna break, and God knew I was gonna need the money, and we're actually going through a little bit of that right now. It's just, God always provides. We went to that men's dinner at the Bible camp, and they asked me if I'd be interested in doing some of their IT stuff out there. I was thinking, oh, maybe I can buy some Jeep parts. And then the van breaks. Yeah, the song is a big thank you to God for providing.
So I am very excited to bring these songs to Nashville. I shared a little bit on the news about songwriting, and I started songwriting when I was like 11. They were really bad songs. I mean, not bad, but just no one would want to listen to them. Bless my parents for listening to them all. They'd be like, "That's a nice song, Hannah." Whew, you had more patience than I did. But I remember as a young teen, I wrote a song for one of my friends, and she was struggling a lot. And again, I listen to this song now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wrote that. But it meant so much to her. And she was like, Hannah, I listen to this song every night before I go to bed, because she was struggling with like wanting to live and wanting to go on and struggling with accepting God's forgiveness and him wanting her. And I was just like, you're so loved. And it was really original. It was called Erica's Song. That was the name of the song. But at that moment I was like, wow, like I can write music that will impact others and lead them to God. And it wasn't at that moment that I realized that writing music was a huge calling on my life. But over the years, it's like, okay, like he's given me music gifts. He's given me a voice to sing. He's given me the ability to take his word and put it into lyrics and melodies. And it's not just for me. So I'm excited to take it to Nashville, because me writing music isn't just for me in my room playing my piano or me sitting on my guitar. I do believe that I am supposed to write songs that will go out and people will meet God. And like I want people to be saved and healed and delivered. And like another time that I remember having my eyes opened to, I guess, the calling on my life as a worshiper. There was someone in our church, and their dad was not following the Lord. And he was, I don't know what he was doing. I was a young teenager, but he was not following the Lord. And me and my friend at the time were just practicing. We were just playing on the piano and singing our hearts. And he walked in and sat down at the back of the church, and he like committed his life to the Lord. And I remember hearing about that and being like, what? Like we were just singing, like, but as I grew, it was like, wow, that's what God does when you are a willing vessel. Because it has nothing to do with Hannah or with my friend Bethany that was there. It was him going through. And yeah, this next song I'm gonna do is called God of My Breakthrough. And this one was down to the crunch line. I had to get all my songs submitted to my producer, and he's like, I need those like last week, Hannah. And I was like, yeah, we're all sick with a stomach bug. I'll get those to you right away. And I'm like, that we have some very specific promises from the Lord that we are waiting on. And we have other things that we feel like he's given us. And so we're like, okay, God, like, well, when? And we have promises for like our family to be saved. You know, like we have things we're holding on to. And I was nursing my baby, and I was just like, it was like this, like, ugh, that groany feeling in your stomach, you know? And the chorus of the song, God of My Breakthrough, when will you break in? Just kept like going in my head. And then I remembered hearing a message, and the pastor had said, well, what does waiting mean? Like when you wait on the Lord, like, are you just like, I'm just gonna wait here? Or he's like, no, he's like, you're supposed to wait like with hopeful anticipation. And I remember when he told me that in the message, I was like, I'm supposed to wait with hopeful anticipation through all this? Like, just hopeful? But it stuck with me, and so that's why it's in there. So yeah, for those of you that are waiting on a breakthrough, this song is also, this is just for you. And it's not just my song. He's not just my God of breakthrough. He is our God of breakthrough. He breaks through things that we can't. And yeah. the same prayer. Don't know if you are really there, listening to every word I say. All I want is what you want, God, but my heart really needs to trust your ways are better than mine. 'Cause I have promises that you've given. When will I see them come to pass? When will I feel them in my grasp? I have promises that you've given. When will I see them come to pass? When will I feel them in my grasp? And God of my breakthrough, and when will you break in? I've been patiently waiting with hopeful anticipation. And God of my breakthrough, when will you step in? These eyes are so tired of crying, my voice is worn out from calling out. Each day my knees hit the same floor. I've been praying, asking you for more. I've been pounding, pounding heaven's door. But every day my faith grows stronger. Every day the truth is louder. Your word is making mountains move. 'Cause I have promises that you've given. When will I see them come to pass? When will I feel them in my grasp? I have promises that you've given. When will I see them come to pass? When will I feel them in my grasp? And God of my breakthrough, when will you break in? I've been patiently waiting with hopeful anticipation. And God of my breakthrough, when will you step in? These eyes are so tired of crying, my voice is worn out. Oh God of my breakthrough, I've been patiently waiting with hopeful anticipation. And we're just going to declare this over all of our impossible situations today. Your words are true. What you say you do. Your ways are good. I'll see these mountains move. Your words are true. And what you say you do. trust you completely, even though I can't see. I believe you're the God of my breakthrough. So yeah, that song came out kind of like a groaning at first. Wasn't super pretty when it first came out. And then I plunked it away at the piano. And that one, I brought to one of my friends who I co-write with, and I was just like, hey, I have a few things that I just can't fit together. And she kind of helped me like just tweak it a bit so that it was a song, because I had like the verses and blah, 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 blah. And then she just kind of came alongside and helped. And so I'm just thankful for my friends that I've met co-writing, because it could have been a song that I put on my album, but like a little piece that she gave into that really helped. And when I first started songwriting, I was very much like, I'm going to write music all by myself. And I didn't really want to co-write, and I remember telling my producer that. I was like, I don't want to co-write, like, because there's a bunch of people with a bunch of different ideas, and it's not going to sound good. Like, we're all going to bring our own weird sounds, but most of the time, it does not turn out that way. We've had a few weird songs. So, yeah, it is really fun. It's an honor to co-write too. And I'm excited to go back and see them again this year. The same people that I went with last year, all but one, I think, is coming back again. And so we get to co-write again. And it's fun that we're going to the Recharge event, and I get to record some of the music that we wrote together. So it's just fun. And some of the other songs that we wrote together, the other people are bringing to record. Like, there's a couple other people that are going to do an EP as well. Yeah. And then this last song that I want to share is called Beautiful Ministry. This was also down to the crunch line. I was struggling to make a decision on what songs to record, and this one came out. My friends who co-write are very out there on social media. They're constantly making posts. I don't know where they find the time. They must not have as many kids as me. I don't know. Maybe they don't wear clean clothes. I don't know. No kidding. But they post all the time, and I have not been on social media like posting and talking about going back. I've just kind of been quietly writing, and part of that is because we took in a foster child, and it has changed our life, and we love her, and it is also sometimes very hard. It's not, but this song is about like my kids in general, so all of them. But most moms can relate to this. And a while ago, I did finally post something on Facebook because my friend was like, you should post that. I was trying to come up with lyrics, and what was the lyrics? Do you remember, Mom? It was funny. It's on Facebook still. It was something about, dare I say it? I think it was something about, I was singing a song about something and my kids wiping butts and canning jelly. And I just died. I was in the kitchen by myself cooking dinner because I think my kids were all having quiet time because Mom needed some space. And I just started cracking up. And I was like, no one would ever eat my jelly. And I texted my friend that, and she's like, you should share that because people would relate. Like, because that's mom life. Like, you go from canning to, okay, you have to go do that. And then it's like, okay, like you have one task and you never get to finish that task because you have to go on to something else, to something else, to something else, to something else. And this song was like birthed out of that. And it's also like a cry of my heart because God is our Father. And I had really awesome parents. I wasn't the best child to rear, but I want to be patient like I remember my parents being patient, and I want to, most of all, parent like my Father God does. And even the other night, I was sitting and I had texted one of my friends, and I was like, I had a really rough evening, and I was like, I just thought to myself, like, my father wouldn't have reacted that same way. And I was like, I don't want to react a different way than my father would to me, his child. Like, how will he respond to me? And then I'm like, I want to respond that way to my kids. So that was a lot to share for the song. Here we go. And tired eyes don't want to roll out of bed every morning. I wake and do it again. My list just goes on and on. And tiny hands reaching for mine. Let me be a guiding light. You've given me a holy work. And don't let me forget, this shall pass. Don't let me regret a single word in all I've said and done. Let me reflect your love. Teach me to parent like you. They're watching, learning all that I do. Let my life lead them to you. Let them see your love in me. And every time they fall to the ground, pick them up, 'cause you showed me how. You've given me a holy work. And don't let me forget, this shall pass. Don't let me regret a single word in all I've said and done. Let me reflect your love. And teach me to parent like you. And this is where you are, God, near these little hearts. This is where I am, ministering in daily living. This is where I am, giving all that I can. This is where you are, singing, "Come, little ones." What a beautiful ministry you have given me. I lay down my life to wash their feet. What a beautiful ministry you have given me. And let me walk worthy of this calling. What a beautiful ministry you have given me. I lay down my life to wash their little feet. What a beautiful ministry you have given me. And let me walk worthy of this calling. In all I've said and done, let me reflect your love. Teach me to parent I bet most of you can relate to the feeling of it. And when lately, since I've written that song, I find myself singing it in my head when my kids are doing something, and I'm like, and I'm like, what a beautiful ministry you have given me, God, oh my gosh. Which I know everyone can relate to that. Like, there are times that being a parent is hard. Okay, most of it is hard. But it is a beautiful ministry, and it's an honor to get to do it. Like, I think since I've written that, I've thought more, and I've had conversations with my friends that are moms, just like, he has given us our children because he entrusts them to us to give them back to him and to teach them about him. And it is beautiful. And this song is kind of like a lot of my ministering in the last year has been at home, whether it's been OT appointments or PT or MRIs or hospital rooms or poop, barf. I mean, it has been home ministry and teaching kids and trying to unteach them things that I did and I didn't know I did. And then you're like, wow, look, there's a little me. Yeah, so this song kind of like ties in that way. I do want to end with a worship song, but I had another thing I wanted to say. We are heading out on a family road trip to Nashville. So last year when I went to Recharge, all of my friends at Recharge were praying alongside of me for this little girl that we have in our home. So it was a really bad situation, and we were kind of like back and forth with the courts, and I drove to try and get custody of her from her dad, and it was just a mess. And so I left for Nashville to record my single in the middle of this. My husband was ripping apart a bedroom in hopes of taking her in. We didn't even know if we were going to get her. And we were praying because we thought she was supposed to come home with us, and I'm in a different state, and he's doing that and homeschooling our son at the same time and working from home. And were you working, or did you take that time off? You took the time off, I think. I don't remember. But it was busy. But they prayed into this little girl. And so we're planning on, Lord willing, we are all traveling down to Nashville. And my friends who prayed alongside of me at Recharge last year get to see the fruit of their prayers of this little girl coming out of where she was and coming into safety and into a family. And that's super exciting. The money that I'm raising is only for the Recharge event and the recording costs. So the traveling, the Airbnb that we have to get for our family, which we have to have a fenced-in backyard because we have many little children and some don't have safety stuff yet, you know? So the Airbnb, the food, all of that is not calculated into the 10 grand. The 10 grand is like, that's the recording cost, that's my producer, that's the musicians that come in to do the music, that's my studio time, and then that's the Recharge event. And then the rest, we're just gonna trust the Lord for. Which you guys can also pray for our van. I was like talking to Tanya, and I literally was on TV6, and I'm like, we're taking a family road trip! And then I leave TV6 News, and I go to one place, and then we get in a T-bone crash. We're all okay, but the van is like a mess, and we're like figuring out insurance, and we're like, that's the car we were supposed to go to Nashville in. More glory to God though, right? There's more opportunity for him to shine. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. So yeah, we're also singing God of My Breakthrough over the van right now. Yeah. That's all I wanted to say. I would like to end with a worship song that I think everybody knows. I think everybody knows Goodness of God. I'm going to awkwardly get up and get my sheet music. I almost hit my head on the microphone. That would have been memorable. I often hit my heads on things. People don't, because I'm so short. So like, you know the clothes things in Walmart that people get like in their shoulders all the time? if there's no clothes on them and I'm not paying attention, I will just or trucks, the big rearview mirrors. Can't tell you how many times I've walked into a rearview mirror. That's just extra. I love this song. I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I'd invite you to stand up and worship if you can. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in darkest nights. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. We love you, God. You are good. Amen. Thank you guys for coming and prayerfully supporting me, and I know some of you have financially supported me, so thank you very much. There is a box in the back for donations. There's QR codes back there, and there's also coffee and lots of treats. We got lots of treats, so please eat some treats. And yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. It really blessed my heart.